Hi guys, nowadays all the airlines are on a hiring spree and all of us are concerned as in how to prepare for the interview. So this here today is just a small clipping to get you started on how to prepare for the HR part of it. The technical part, there's basically nothing much to guide you on. You just learn the stuff. When you are being asked the question, just answer positively, that's all. Okay, so in an interview a few things need to be kept in mind, and what I'm going to tell you guys here today is my personal strategy to appear in interviews. All right, let's move on. Okay, these are a few things that needs to be remembered when you're going for the interview. First of all, remember to be polite. Okay, you are there as a job seeker, and that doesn't mean that you need to be submissive all the time. Just be humble and be polite. You don't need to show off or something. Just be who you are. Okay, be firm but be polite. Okay, then try not to gaze at just one person. Okay, there are some people we get fixed at looking at one person. Like if there are 3 4 people in the interview panel and one person is asking you the question, you obviously naturally have a tendency to keep looking at that person. But what you need to keep in mind is that there are other people sitting there, okay, and they are also watching you, and this is not a dialogue between just two people. Other people are also involved. So once in a while, move your head a little bit, look at the other people also. Just acknowledge that everybody is there in the panel, acknowledge that you understand that they are also involved in this conversation even though they are not speaking to you directly. Next, one thing is answer the question asked. See, it's not necessary that you know all the answers that they ask you, but try not to beat around the bush. It's pretty frustrating, especially for those people who are sitting over there. They are taking umpteen number of interviews every day for consecutive days or weeks or whatever, and I am pretty sure after a while this is not what they really want to be doing at that point of time. It gets monotonous and boring. So just try to keep it minimal, okay? And just try to be directly giving specifically for technical questions. If you know the correct answer, just don't try to write it an essay question or something. This is not an engineering or an arts paper you're writing trying to get marks. Whatever question they ask, simply give a direct, clean, crisp, precise answer. That is the best thing you can do. Next, one more thing is try not to lie. Okay, they can easily make out. They've been seeing so many people come and go. They can easily make out if you're lying, telling the truth or not. And it's not absolutely necessary that you disclose everything. Everybody may have a few things which you do not want to tell them, which you think may not be so favorable for you if you disclose it during the interview. So you might as well skip it, right? Because once you lie, the rest of the whole conversation has to be consistent with that one lie, and for that, God knows how many times you need to lie, and God knows where you'll be caught. Alright, so you can just skip a bit of information. That is the best option in this case. And the next point I have mentioned here is basically the same thing. Be honest. If you do not know the answer, just say you don't know it. But if you know like some of it, or you have a rough idea about it, you can just say, I'm not sure, but I think this is the thing. Or like somebody asks you how much of, or what is the factor of that relates VMCA and V1. If you don't know it, you can just say V1 is less than VMCA. Understand? Like that. Okay. And in most cases, what I've mentioned over here, they will ask you for a few more questions. Like if you let's take the same example. If they ask you how is V1 related to VMCA, and you say that you have no idea, or you just, I mean, you're not sure about it, they just ask you probably which one is lesser, which one is greater. So in that case, they come to know that you know about the thing, you're just not, sure about the exact figures in your mind. Okay, that will help you a lot. Right. Yes, one more thing. This is a confidence booster. Nobody in the room knows you better than yourself. Okay. So be positive and be confident. Just nobody is going to chop off your head over there. Right. And you have come there like yesterday or just before you walked into that room, you had nothing to lose. You came there only to gain something, right? So just be confident, okay? There's no need to lose your nerve. Obviously you will be nervous a little bit, but a few deep breaths can help you in there. Okay, or you can even talk to yourself. That's what I do. You can just, try motivate yourself, say to yourself you can do this. Okay, I'm pretty sure all of you have your own strategies to cool down. Just go ahead with it. Okay, next, have a good sleep and reach well in time. Sleep well the previous night. Okay, and reach well in advance. Like if you are a person who is so used to being not punctual, that is following Indian standard time, try not to do this in the interview, right? Because you do not want to keep the panel waiting, and you basically do not want to just rush in there and they're just showing you into the room. That you certainly do not want to happen. You want to reach there, you want to calm down, maybe have a little bit of water, go to the washroom, etc. So make sure you reach in time, make sure you plan accordingly. Whatever the transportation method you're going to take, consider for the traffic and everything. Okay, dress appropriately and neatly. This is nothing I need to specifically mention. Just try not to scare them with any wild colors or something. Keep it simple, keep it very formal. Business, it's all business over there, right? Yes, this is very very important. Do not go in there smelling like a skunk, right? And some people, if you do not like taking a shower, try not to put so much of perfume that even if nobody sees you, they can smell you, right? So just put ample amount of perfume, deo, whatever, cologne, okay, normal. Don't keep it too strong, okay, right? And have a good shower. Just that's good enough, okay, right? And the next thing is think on your feet. Yes, there may be some questions where you need to think on your feet, like they might ask you how many friends you have. If you're a person who has a lot of friends, you won't be able to exactly count them, right? Then you can just tell them I have a lot of friends. Or if you're a person with very few friends, you can just tell them I have 3 or 4 friends, right? Or I don't know, they might ask you what is the age of your dog. You may not exactly remember what is the age of your dog, but you can just go give them a rough number, maybe 1 year or 9 months. The person who's asking you doesn't know how old your dog is, right? So that's absolutely fine. Okay, then the most important thing need not be mentioned only, but still I am saying it: be prepared, be thoroughly prepared with the technical part. HR part, just be honest, that should do good enough. But a few things need to be prepared for the HR part also. I'll just tell you some of them. Okay, okay, now the so-called personal interview. This is just my strategy, as I told you before itself. Just when you walk into the room, okay, first and foremost, pray, calm yourself down, pray. Okay, then once you're called for the interview, make sure that you knock at the door if the door is closed. If there is no response, you may open the door and ask, may I come in? Okay, they'll definitely say please come in, or they may just tell you wait for 2 minutes. So you wait outside till they call you. Okay, now once you go inside the room, smile at everybody and look at everyone around, look them in the eye. Okay, so that basically looking into the eye is actually the conversation starter. It starts with an impression. Okay, and you should give them a firm handshake. Firm handshake doesn't mean you need to break their hand or something. It just needs to be firm. Neither should it be sloppy, you hold their hand, and I mean they hold your hand and it's like water in their hand. No, that's not what they expect. Just solid, that's it. Okay, once they ask you to be seated, sit comfortably. Do not slouch, extend your legs and all that. Do not go for all that. This is not exactly, you know a friend who is sitting opposite to you. You're not having a very chilled, relaxed time with your friends. This is something serious. But that doesn't mean you have to sit straight just like a vampire, right? So just be happy, be relaxed, just chill. Now, this is something very important. A lot of people have a tendency to play around with anything in your hand. Like if you have a pen in your hand, you need to feel like rotating it all the time. If you have a cell phone in your hand, you just need to throwing it or flipping it. I don't know. So such people, I would suggest, do not keep anything in your hand at all. That is the best option. If you want, carry a pen in your pocket again. Okay, so that just in case they ask something, you need to draw it or write something on a paper, then you'll have your pen handy. But just keep it in your pocket so that even if you have such a tendency of fiddling around with your fingers, just give them a break, give it a rest. And regarding your documents and all, even if they have asked for the documents, pretty sure most airlines, when they call you for the interview inside, nobody is going to ask you to show them the documents. So it is always better to keep the documents outside. That way you don't have to worry that it would fall down, you have to pick it up, or where you need to keep it. Do you have to keep it on the lap? Do you have to keep it on the table? What will you do with it during the interview? No unnecessary worries, just keep it outside if possible. That is the best thing. Okay, so that's it. By now you should be settled for the interview, you should be ready, and either ways you do not have any other choice. So here goes, the rapid fire round will start by now. Okay, this is normally the very first question in every interview. Tell me about yourself. Now sometimes the interviewer may say, hi Meryl, tell me about yourself. So in that case, do not start with my name is Meryl or whatever your name is. Okay, because they already know your name. You do not need to state the obvious again. Okay, but you can like if they have not mentioned your full name, you can just say my full name is Meryl Kailath, etc., right? So that would work well. Now after that, you can just give them a slight introduction about your family, like my family consists of my parents and I have an elder brother. That's it. No need to explain what your dad is doing, your mom is doing, what your brother is doing. They are not here for your brother. I mean, you're not there for your brother or your parents. They have invited you there for you. They want to get to know you better. And one more thing is, like, do not waste your time talking about your family, etc., because the next few important things are coming, like your strengths, your hobbies, etc. Those are the very vital points in the interview. And like if you keep on going on talking about your family and stuff like that, it is possible that they might just cut you off and go into the technical part and all that stuff. So just keep it crisp and precise. After that, you can just progress on with your education. Like for me, I have done my basic schooling at one place and then I've shifted to another place. I can just tell them those places. Then I did my graduation here, I did majored in this branch. Okay, then talk about your career after that. If you have worked in any other companies, like anything, like before pursuing flying, you may have worked as a engineer, doctor, lawyer, anything, whatever it is. Okay, you can just mention that. But it is also possible, yes, quite highly possible, that after flying, since job vacancies were very less, it is quite possible that you may have worked in several companies after that. But if it's like a lot of companies, try not to mention everything, because that makes you look like a very inconsistent job hopper, right? You don't want to give that kind of a feel. Just mention a couple of them, maybe the relevant ones. I just totally leave it to your judgment. Okay, you should know what is best for you, right? Okay, now next is the hobbies. I'll get back to them in the next video. All right.